You said that a man that takes care of another man's child is weak. That's what you said.
Do you want the energy going forward that any man dealing with a woman who has kids, he a weak one? That means going forward, every woman who procreating, she better do her due diligence to make sure she secure the bag. She lock it up. She get it right the first time. Yo, it's your favorite celestial being in the flesh, but you can call me Earth Wind. This here is Be Greater Podcast, where I get the unmitigated rain and give my uneducated opinion. I'm just the only one real enough to let you know, listen, man, all advice ain't good advice, right? You dig? So listen, disclaimer out the way. Man, listen, if you cannot tell from the preview, I got a doozy on our hands. We have a young queen and a young king sitting down having a conversation, and the young lady says, quite frankly, as a man, if you're raising another man's child, you're weak. I am going to save my thoughts in advance. I ask for a like and subscribe because I assure you, you will be entertained. I am going to say less, and let me hit play on this video. You dig?
You said that a man that takes care of another man's child is weak. That's what you said. Can you please explain why?
That's not your child, that's not your responsibility. Your intentions may be in the right place, but it's not, you're not going to benefit from it. It is very rare. I know y'all love to use Shaq as an example. Shaquille O'Neal, I think he wasn't raised with his biological father.
Oh yeah, right.
But how often does that happen?
LeBron.
That's very rare. And even so, children deserve both of their biological parents, which is why it's imperative for both men and women, but mainly women, because there's more women out here with children out of wedlock than men. Pick the right person the first time.
So now, what if that doesn't happen?
I don't know what to tell you.
No. Because you can't say. So you're saying that every man that takes care of another man's child is weak.
Yes.
It is impossible for every man to grow up. Well, right now, as we're talking, every man does not have a man in their life. Or every child and every boy and every girl does not have a man in their life. So who's supposed to take that role as the man in that life?
The biological father. If the biological father is not there,
then
maybe I could give leeway for if the father died. Maybe if the woman's a widow, maybe it's not nobody's fault that the man passed away. But even that is rare. It's rare that a man is taking care of a child because the biological father is dead. You have a child. Kids are expensive. Why? I don't see the point of taking all of your hard-earned money and investing into somebody else's DNA. And then statistically, children who are raised by step parents, they don't turn out any better than children who are raised by single parents. Blended families have a very high failure rate.
Where you get that statistic from, though?
I didn't. But it's true though. But it's true. Children usually turn out better on average.
Man, listen, right. As my brother said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? First and foremost, I want to make it clear she's wrong, right? But you can be right what they say, two things can be right at the same time. She's wrong and she's right, right? I feel like it's very honorable for a man to step up and to wholeheartedly embrace a woman and embrace her kids and invest in them like they're his kids. I can't do it, right? I ain't gonna say I can't do it. I haven't came across a woman yet who can convince me to do it. Because wholeheartedly, my fantasy, right? When I close my eyes at night, right? I don't have any kids, right? So when I close my eyes at night and I dream, my child, my first child is going to be my lady's first child, right? So If a woman has a child, there's already a conundrum in that situation already. But like, let's take it a little bit deeper though. Like, baby, like your word selection is dangerous. You're obviously a woman who don't have any kids. And if you do have a child, you're still rocking with your baby's father, right? And neither one of them situations is a bad thing. But let's keep it real, right? It's a lot of single women out here, right? And if you want to say half of them is trash and half of them is decent humans, right? That means at least half of them deserve a shot, right? There's already more women than it is men. So in one aspect, I feel as a man, you should be able to go out there and conquer something that hasn't already procreated. So in that type of energy, I get you. But I cannot sit here and say that a man is a weak man. Listen, I come from a blended family, right? My father and my mother are still married. My father had my brother. My mother had my sister. They came together. They made me. I am here, right? Is my father a weak man? I would not dare say my father was a weak man, right? Because I am here. I'm standing strong, standing tall. So, and you got to be careful, because if you want this to be the energy, if you want this to be the wave, it's a lot of your female counterparts who is not going to agree with you. They are going to feel a way about you saying this, right? Because you're just going to make it that much harder for them. Because I'm already telling you, a woman with kids trying to get with me is already going to be a hassle. Now, don't let me have the stigma in the back of my mind that I'm a weak one, because stepfathers already don't get respect nowadays. Back in the day, it was an honorable thing for a dude to be a stepfather. Nowadays, the way that women is, the way that the society is, the way how much happiness is weighed over duty, loyalty, obligation, and accountability, making them type of lifelong proclamations with people, statistically speaking, it's not in your favor, right? So, madam, I would say this: on one hand, you right; on one hand, you wrong, right? I cannot look another man in the eyes who's taking care of some other kids and be like, "Yeah, you're weak." But then on the other hand, I can't look another man in the eyes and be like, "You taking care of somebody else's kids, you weak." So I get it, but there's always going to be variables in different situations, right? So if you want the energy going forward that any man dealing with a woman who has kids, he a weak one. That means going forward, every woman who procreating, she better do her due diligence to make sure she secure the bag. She lock it up. She get it right the first time. Because if the men already think something negative about themselves if they take care of another woman's kids, another man's kids, especially if he ain't got no kids. If he got kids, he might have some more liberties and whatever. But for a fella like myself who ain't got no kids, contemplating taking care of somebody else's kids, like I said in the video before, she better be an outstanding, phenomenal woman. Because if she a 10 with a child, I'd take a 9 without a child. If she a 9 with a child, I'd take an 8 without a child. If she an 8 with a child, I'd take a 7 without a child. So on one hand, like I say, man, I get you. I get where you're coming from. But if that become the norm, I mean, going forward, because already right now it's going to be a tragedy. I mean, a lot of these women ain't got no chance in hell, because most of them is single mothers, right? So they better get back with their baby fathers, right? If that's a possibility, I get where you coming from. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm torn. Like I say, two things can be right at the same time. She could be right and she could be wrong. On one hand, I see the logic. I feel like if you're a dude on your purpose, the best woman for you more than likely isn't a woman with 3 kids. But being a logically based person like I am, I could see a scenario where it may be. It might be far-fetched, but I'm not a person who says no to everything, right? I'm just saying that if you're a man on your purpose, you should try to get you a woman with no kids. But listen, what do I know? Whole lot of uneducated opinions. I am now rambling. So let me say less. If you have not hit like and subscribe by now, I am questioning your life decisions. It's okay. I'm here for you though. Be Greater Podcast, man. I want everybody to be great. And y'all already know the vibes. So next time, be great or die. What's up? What's up? What's up? I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in to Be Greater Podcast. It's your boy Earthwind. I just want to say please hit the subscribe button and salute to everybody that's rocking with me.